Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 7. I nearly said day 8. Welcome to day 7 of our Barefoot series. We are barefooting right now next to a pond in a park. And I was just wondering actually, because I went on a little bit of a long drive today. And sometimes I take my shoes off and my socks off when I drive, and I like to drive without any shoes or socks on. And someone suggested that to me once, and I was like, oh, I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what that feels like. I wonder if anyone watching has ever tried that. I wonder where you are on your barefoot journey. I wonder where you are on this series, if you've been watching it from the start or if you're just tuning in today. We're a week in, and I know that because I've been doing this every day consistently. I got to a point where today I was like, after my drive, I was like, oh, I really need to step onto the earth, whatever that earth looks like today. Step into that water, connect with the elements. But yeah, not this time around when I was in the car, but a couple of times previous, I took a very long drive barefoot. And it's a completely different experience. And I wonder how you've experienced that, if you've ever tried that. You feel every nuance of the car. You feel every slow down and speed up. Your legs, it felt like a workout. Goodness me, did it feel like a workout. And it was quite interesting because I had to adjust my seat and everything. I was like, oh, everything's different. Even though I only have like this much of a sole of the shoe, everything was different. But as I was driving, and it was raining, and the roads were becoming quite flooded, some of the little country roads, the fairy roads, the roads that are so tight that the car can just squeeze through. And if another car was to pass, then we'd be doing a little bit of a dance because they both don't really fit on that road. You know, the roads where the leaves and the bushes and the brambles and privets, they're all tickling the car. Well, I was driving down some of these roads for a good 30 minutes. And I was watching all the water collect upon the road, and it was as though I was driving on the water. And I was thinking about water, and I was thinking, wow, that water to me feels so happy to be streaming down the road that I was driving up over. This water just moving and shaking and turning and cascading and carrying the rocks and carrying the leaves and the sticks and the twigs and everything down the road. And I was like, wow, that water just feels energetic. It feels excited. It feels happy. It feels happy, ecstatic. And it got me to thinking about the water within us, because we're made primarily of water, so says science. And water throughout history, throughout time, throughout the ages and dawn has represented many things, but archetypally, is that a word? It generally has an archetype of emotion, of spirituality, the flow of energy that moves through us. Energy flows through all elements, the fires, the air, the earth, but especially the water. And I was looking at this water and I was connecting with this water, and I was going, wow, look how clear this water seems, because it's moving. It's tumbling. It's not stagnant, it's not still. And it got me to thinking about walking upon the water. We've heard stories of people walking on water. Was that metaphor? Was that real? There are many different beliefs of that. And it's interesting because the way that I see is that when we purify the waters within, when we allow all waters to move through us like the lights, like the channel we are, we gain a divine knowing, an intimate divine knowing of the elements around us, outside of us, as well as within us. Just like you see people that can bend the air and that can grow the fire, can light a candle with their thought, with their power, with their chi. You've seen people move water with their energy. And it got me to thinking of this walking on water, and what really is that? The rising up of our energy, the bringing it up, bringing our consciousness up to a level of purity and balance, so that it's not extreme on one way, not extreme on another, but finding harmony and bliss and joy. Just look at the ripples on this water here. Can you see that in the camera? Look at the raindrops dancing, making a song. Yeah, our ears can't hear that necessarily, but when we tune in, it sounds like multiple notes, or to me, vibrationally, it sounds like multiple notes making a symphony that my body is connecting with. I wonder, how do you connect with water? Because water will take the form of whatever it is, but before we program it, I'm sure you've all seen Dr. Emoto's study, but before we program water, what is its true nature? Wow. Like that water moving down the hill on the road, just seems so happy, ecstatic. They say that Christ light is carried upon the water. Now, is it just because we're not trying to contain that water? Is it because water is just doing what it does best and flowing, moving? That's what it needs to do within us, right? If we see that without of us, then perhaps that's what it needs to be doing within us. So it's just really something really fun to contemplate. And it's fun to contemplate right now as I'm barefoot here on the earth, connecting even more, anchoring and grounding my electricity, and letting those thoughts percolate. I wonder how you connect with water. I wonder why you're taking your barefoot walk today. I wonder if you're still feeling that the ground is as hard or the temperature is as cold as what it may have been a couple of days ago, even if the physical temperature hasn't really changed. I wonder. But for now, I wish you all a happy new year. And I'll see some of you on the 10th when I present the Great Ascension Crystal of Orion with the wonderful Tim Wilde. The link is below. And today is the last day to get a discount off the Shadow Integration course, if that calls you. For now, so much love to you. And I'll see you on Wednesday's meditation video.